This is an instructor training session done recently where the instructors were focused on two areas of their performance. One was mirroring and matching their students. The second was a very difficult one of teaching to the edges. Now this group has been specifically chosen as a more difficult example of a class. As you can see, there's 6 people in the group. They've been chosen because of the differing ages and ability levels. We have 2 instructors in there, and we have a very new beginner, the little chap at the front, and people in between. The little lad with the red sleeves has been doing it for 6 years, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and stand-up sparring and techniques. So the instructor's aim is to give everybody value in the class. Let's see how she goes.
2, 2. Good. Adding in a shuffle now. So we're shuffling forward with our front leg, dragging the back one. So shuffling forward with our front leg, dragging the back one, and we throw our combinations, coming back. So just adding in the shuffle, but I'll show the combinations. 1. 1. 1. 2. And then the back kick. And then we need to turn that kick, turn that foot on the front. You guys just do the punches. 2. 2. Good. So foot on the kick. 2.
So the aim is that our instructor training should be more difficult than a normal class, and we tend to get sucked into taking care of the squeakiest wheel. The students that are capable tend to be forgotten, and we run to the person that's having obvious difficulty. The aim is to be able to give everybody the benefit of our experience, whether they are coping with the techniques, which means they need to be extended, or whether they're struggling with the techniques. Let's have a look.
Shuffle. 1. There's our turn of the shoulders. Here's our hook with the turn of the foot. Then we're going to shuffle back. 3. 2. 3. Turn with the foot when you're done. 3.
The instructor has now realised that she needs to extend on some people who have the idea. So therefore she's asked the people, certain students, to add on a kick. Those who are not at that level yet stay with the basic routine. So no one is left struggling on something that's too difficult for them, and no one is thinking, I know this and they need to be extended. Now we've got our second instructor on, who has an excellent voice, easy to be able to understand everything he's saying. He's now establishing ground rules and explaining that instead of saying left punch or right punch, we're going to say front punch or back punch or front hook. This enables us to be able to teach everybody equally, depending on whether they are a southpaw with their right foot forward or orthodox with their left foot forward, so we don't confuse them.
The words we're going to be using. Cool. So we're not going to start on the mats. I would like you to find a crack on the mats and make sure that you have one foot on both sides of the crack. Punch number 1. Excellent. And I'm going to do a shuffle as well. Every time I shuffle, quick look down, making sure that my legs are still both sides of the crack. So 1. Check. 1. 1. Alright. Next combination we're going to be doing, we haven't done this one yet, is combination number 4. Right? So combination number 4 goes front punch, back punch, front hook, back punch. So everybody do it with me at the same time. Front punch, back punch, front hook, back punch. Alright.
Also notice this little chap on the right hand side is facing a different direction. Let's have a look at him. He's still at the far end now. He's still facing a different direction, so that hasn't been corrected. So it's generally best to have everybody facing the same wall. So your reference point of throwing your hook towards the white wall is much easier to understand. I've slowed this down now so you can see that the instructor in the foreground is doing her hook with the wrong punch on purpose. It's a little bit of a setup because she's more experienced than the instructor at the front, but we need to always be aware that everybody needs equal attention, whether they are experienced or inexperienced.
And our front hand hook. I'll mirror that for you guys. So, back hand, which will be the one facing this wall, straight, front hand, hook. Excellent. Alright, punch number 5.
Now I've slowed this down again so that you can see that the instructor in the foreground is making some obvious mistakes, and the tendency is for us to run and help the squeakiest wheel, the little chap down the end who's obviously brand new. So our instructor training, as you can see I'm pointing out, training should be more difficult than the actual classes that you face. So you should find it more difficult when you are practicing your skills, so that when you come up against an actual class, you'll find it's much easier, hopefully, than this particular contrived situation. Now, as you can see, that the aim is to not disrupt the flow of the class whilst correcting a particular student, or even fine-tuning their skills. So everybody's still focusing on their technique while you're helping one person. So we're after zero downtime. So this is a great example. Again, the instructor's making the mistake, and now he's changed to another combination. He wants to see a straight right. She throws a left. So he's corrected this nicely. So now he's shaking the pad. She throws a straight right, then a left hook. But the previous combination she was making a mistake with has still been left uncorrected. Now, it's impossible to correct every single mistake in every single class, but instructor training, you should be given such a difficult task that when you come up against an actual class during the week that you're prepared for, you're going to find it much easier than the difficulty you've been given or presented with in your instructor training sessions.